my favorite piece of copy in the neighborhood, like out-of-home copy, is there's a building on Belgrade. I wouldn't say it's a school, but it's a building, and there's a graphic on it. There's like a huge sticker that says, in quotes, without attributing who the quote is, and it says, "Zoned for a school, why not ours?"
What?
It says, "Zoned for a school, comma, why not ours?"
I love it. I love it when you see quotations because they think that means emphasis.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, like
100% what
they
it
think
is.
it's like italics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's also in italics. It's like it's very much, this is like the Hallmark treatment, but it's like some charter school, which it's evil, and it's like, but it's one of those things that's like, that's what you want to open a school with, is careless whimsy. Like, you want to open an educational institution by just being like, I mean, it's zoned. Why don't we have the school? Like,
it's a little bit like, yeah, that place still has a pizza oven in the back. Let's see what we can do with some dough.
How'd you get into the school business? Well, there was some zoning going on.
Well, there were 7 pizza ovens, so I said, why not?
That's how we opened Pizza Academy. It
was either that or a crematorium.
God has gone on vacation. God's been gone for so long. God has gone on vacation. Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back?
Welcome to the Big Hollywood Table Read, America's foremost educational podcast. No, this is a podcast where our friends come and read sketches that they have never seen before. They cold read them live into a microphone, which is very brave. Very excited to be here. As always, I'm your host, Tom, with my co-host, Kaylin. Say hi, Kaylin.
Hi.
With Big Hollywood executive John Farrell. John, how we doing?
I'm beautiful, man. How are you?
I'm not as beautiful as you, man, but I try. And with us, we have returning guest, Maylin Pavletic. Maylin, welcome back.
Hello. Why am I waving? We don't know.
We
I
love
am.
the wave, the famous waving Maylin Pavletic, and Hal Griffin, original guest. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Of
again.
course. Thanks for coming back. Very excited. And potentially a new neighbor. Who's to say, right? New to the neighborhood, maybe not.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. I like
You'll find out.
I will find out.
Actually, could you just say in the microphone your address? That
Yes,
you're moving to, also your social security. It's
Ottawa, Canada's favorite podcast, the Big Hollywood Table Read.
The Big Hollywood Social Security number.
My address is the attic of whatever the building is that we're in right now.
Lived here for years.
Me and Caitlin do live in an attic.
We essentially live in an attic.
Yep. With a terrible dog.
Dog.
We did not. And with us, as always, is the dumbest dog in the world, Bo. Picking fights he cannot win. No, I like living in an attic. I always tell people, like, we're like the borrowers, we have this, like, tiny little place that, like, we sneak up into. No one knows we're here. A lot of great people.
I think people know we're here.
Well, yeah.
I think our second floor neighbor definitely knows we're here.
Listen, I'm tiptoeing around.
Between you and Bo, the second floor neighbor knows us.
And who chose to have me and Bo live here?
That was me.
Yeah, I made a big mistake. Big mistake. I'm just looking at, like, what other, like, famous, what other great people have lived in attics? We got Edward Scissorhands, right?
Yep.
American icon.
And Frank.
Anne Frank, famed American icon.
Yeah.
Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Matlock did as well, actually.
Oh, Matlock living in an
Yeah,
attic.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Now, would you describe the Grinch's house as an attic of
That
sorts?
is.
Ooh, that's
That
a good
is
point.
sort of like the mountain lair is like the attic of the town. That's pretty good. Although his dog was very smart. His dog was
Was the dog smart?
Max the dog.
Max was running that operation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Max
that's
was in
true.
charge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ratatouille. That's the attic of the head, like right up here.
Right.
Nice.
Think of that. Yeah.
The attic of rat chefs.
The hat is the attic of the chef. That's very true. Yeah. I just like that everything is Ratatouille.
It's like how everything evolves into a crab. You know that?
Yeah.
lie.
Oh,
Or
that's
that,
true. Explain that for
evolution.
people who don't know, John.
So basically, everything evolves into a crab. In the end, there's been like multiple areas within the ocean where they've seen like fossil evidence of things just that start off as one thing and then they just naturally evolve into what a crab is.
Huh.
Yeah, because it's like the most evolutionary, perfect thing for the sea.
It's one of
Really?
those. Yeah. It's one of those like, hey, vertebrates, you don't even know that this is what peak performance is. It's just like a crab. This is actually the most efficient way to be.
If I had to guess, like, what, like, the final evolution form was, like, I think I would guess jellyfish.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Okay.
you know, they just, like, vibe. I mean, they don't even really seem to be alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't have brains.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm already on board. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm sick of this thing.
Yeah, it's got that, like, if you cut it off, it turns into like, just a new jellyfish. So
Right.
they're, like, very hard to kill. And they,
I don't think that's true.
As you know from experience.
well, to some extent it is. Like, the center of the jellyfish, like, they do have, like, regenerative. They're just a step above a sponge in terms of
I'm
like
trying to remember everything I learned in 5th grade.
not
science class.
not the tentacles, but the head of it. It actually can split into two
Okay.
because it's like it's
Oh.
just above a sponge where it's just like it's kind of decentralized. It doesn't really like have a brain. It's just kind of like there's some nerve endings. they're all right. I'm gonna stop doing biology because I'm getting a lot of skeptical looks.
Hey, I'm on board. I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've tried to shoot a jellyfish quite a few times. I'm gonna tell you.
Have you?
No.
Oh.
It was on TV. John was.
Yeah, when I hosted the most dangerous animal of all time on Fox.
Yeah, that was a good stint for you. That was really good. You hosted Most Dangerous Animal, Most Dangerous Car Chases, most
When cars attack.
when
yeah.
cars attack. Yeah, of course, we love when cars attack. When motorcycles malfunction.
Yeah.
That was a big run that you had on Fox.
Yeah, shame I couldn't keep it going.
No, you were a bad host.
That was a primetime news hour too, right?
Yeah, I was thinking. Oh, it was.
Primetime network. It was network news too. It was like 8 p.m. on the Fox network. And it was
Friday
just
night,
like,
baby,
That's
yeah.
all. Yeah, that's all people want to see.
Yeah.
Cars attacking jellyfish. I like the crabs as the final form of like evolved life because it just turns out that the peak of evolution is just walking sideways. Like that's every other animal that's like, I'm gonna go, oh shit, it's moving sideways. We don't have the capabilities for this. All right, let's do a sketch. Let's hop into number 1. Numero uno, desert island. All right. Got a full boat on this one, except it's an island. We'll do Survivor 1. That'll be Hal. Survivor 2. That can be Maylin. Survivor 3. That'll be John. And Survivor 4 is Caitlin. I will narrate. On December 17th, 1903, the Wright brothers invented the airplane. Inadvertently, they also invented getting stranded on a remote island via airplane. 4 stranded survivors are stuck on a landmass surrounded by salt water.
I knew God didn't want me to go to that.
Take 2.
My computer isn't scroll. Oh, it's from
It's backwards.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
parallax scrolling. Excuse me. Take 2. I knew God didn't want me to go to that Grand Canyon bachelor party. Now I'm trapped.
Survivor 1 sees another person and sprints an 800-meter dash in the white sand. They arrive totally out of breath.
Thank God. Another person. How long have you been on this island?
Just as long as you sat next to each other on the plane.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I even offered you my in-flight peanuts, but you just looked at me and put on your headphones.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Any idea how we can get out of here?
No, and you know the worst part?
Is it about the peanuts?
No, I was supposed to finish reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad on the plane, but that... and sorry, take 2. No, I was supposed to read Rich Dad... God damn it. No, I was supposed to... No, I was supposed to read... I was supposed to finish... No, I was supposed to finish reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad on the plane, and that would have answered all our questions.
I didn't realize Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a survival book.
All finance books are survival books. I just wish I had my copy here. This island sucks.
Survivor 3 struts through, chest puffed out and a scowl on their face. They're
Hey.
already annoyed.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Relax, man. We just survived a plane crash.
Join the club. You can't be out during the day. You'll get a bad sunburn. And there's no worker comp on this island.
What am I supposed to do? Drink smoothies and shoot the shit?
You gotta become nocturnal.
A final survivor emerges, this time from inside a sand dune, like in that movie, Star Wars.
Yeah, you gotta work nights. It's the only way you'll survive on the island.
We can't work at night. There's no electricity here.
We know about the electricity thing. It's why we named this place No Electricity Island. Check Google Maps.
Can you believe these guys?
Survivor 4 tries to kindly explain to the two people he just insulted.
We don't work under the guise of light bulbs. We work by tree fire.
What does that mean?
It means we burn all the trees.
Why would you do that? You're eventually going to run out of trees.
Relax, buddy. We don't work weekends.
That's smart. You must read self-help finance books.
We don't need to.
Relax, okay? Don't care about the night shift. Where's a homemade sign made out of big rocks that says help or SOS?
This island doesn't have rocks.
Yeah, that's why the pinning name is No Electricity and No Rock Island, established 1968.
You've been trapped on this island for 57 years?
We follow the Mayan calendar.
And that means right now, it's the 70s.
We're really into disco these days.
Survivor 1 is incredibly over this bullshit and tries to steamroll the two desert island crab apples.
Whatever, I'm just going to start making a sign that says help with sticks.
You can't do that. Those sticks are light bulbs to us.
Fine, then how are we supposed to get off this island?
Take it easy. My brother is taking nighttime flight school.
It's way cheaper and more dangerous.
It's all right there in the manual.
A plane is heard overhead. The survivors start celebrating because now they're being rescued.
Our nights of work, whatever we were doing, have finally paid off.
I'm proud of our economic impact on the island.
Everyone starts running toward the plane except Survivor 2. Survivor 1 turns back, confused.
What the fuck are you waiting for?
I've never done anything with my life. I've just read the first 10 pages of 4, maybe 5 financial self-help books. I'm not going back until I've made it.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Call it island madness, but I'm just staying here and starting the first national bank of no electricity in No Rock Island.
Survivor 1 is so moved he begins to weep and slow clap.
Okay, man. I'll light all these trees on fire for some reason and get to work.
And fiend scene! Another wonderful piece of living
Wow.
cinema.
I tried not to get distracted by Bo winding his way through my ankles the entire time.
The little cat.
For people listening at home, Bo has the softest little ears and a gigantic snout, and he's perfect.
He is
really soft.
He is a
Yeah.
dachshund. He's actually the dumbest dog to ever live.
He's a black and tan dachshund. He's perfect.
Yep, he's the dumbest. He's so dumb.
Yeah, just look at his MCAS scores.
I didn't even know you could get that low in the SATs. You should see what Bo did.
He said MCATs.
I thought you said MCAS.
I said MCAS, but did I say MCAT?
You said MCAT.
I
and
like-
then
I heard
Tom's-
MCAT.
You
I-
said
Okay.
MCAT. John said MCAT, and then Tom said, "I didn't know it was that low, possible to get that low of a score on the SAT."
I was doing a standardized test tag of like a different test.
I
But
just,
John John said MCAS because he doesn't know what the MCAT is.
I just liked MCAT because of the pun.
That's good. Oh, that is true. That is true.
I'm just here for the pun.
I
That's
liked MCAT because it implies that Bo has graduated undergrad and is now trying to get into med school, which implies some sort of intelligence. But for some reason, he's so bad on the MCAT 'cause he's so dumb.
Well, he can like regurgitate like a thing he read and write a report, but he actually have to critically think for the MCAT. So that's where Bo doesn't make it. My brother is looking into law school right now. He's very smart. He's looking into law school and he's like taking the practice LSATs, and he keeps being like, "I think you should take the practice LSAT, like just for fun." And I'm just like, that's not fun.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
What's
It's a lot. I mean, it is like a lot of like logic problems you would
Yeah.
hear on like just from people studying on TV. Like, if this, then that. Like,
Yeah.
it's basically that. Like,
If John is before Chris, so you know Chris can't be last.
and
John
just
can't be first,
figuring out
bullshit,
like
yeah.
what something means, which I guess is what reading a contract is just like breaking down like whatever. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, it just sounds like he's not threatening you with a good time. It's just like he's threatening you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
logic?
take this test.
Did anyone take like a logic class in college? Like they kind of like break my brain. Like it's like if math was words, you know?
No, I majored in art. They didn't teach us anything.
I took like a economic logic class or something as like a requirement to prove that I know how to read, and also I apparently don't with that first line. But it's hard.
Do you remember any of it?
Oh, well, I do remember that the teacher said, shoot my wad, and then people laughed. And then he said, I was actually referring to it's like a term from a trebuchet. And everyone was like, okay, sorry
that's
that,
worse.
sorry that, like, you're a nerd and, like, we're cool. Like, we're, yeah.
Do trebuchets actually launch wads?
Yeah,
Is
I think
that-
so. Yeah.
All right, well,
He got upset.
yeah, knowing about a trebuchet is probably more embarrassing than just accidentally saying sex stuff. I enrolled in a logic class at college. Like most classes at college, I enrolled and
Didn't take it.
I went a couple times. But the first time I went, I remember the guy was like, he was just like, I don't know, he was a nice guy, but he was just trying to explain, like, if I say that my shoelaces are green, and then it was just 20 minutes of like, but if I say this, do you know that they're green? And I was just like, oh, I can't do the shoelaces class. Like, I can't.
I'm just gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I have a feeling there might be some use for any of it, but it really feels a lot just like, yeah, I bet you thought you knew stuff, but you don't. Now you're fucking dumb.
Honestly, I
yeah.
could only see it being useful in law when you have to, like, because contracts are such a specific language, I guess.
Yeah. Or politics, I guess. But so many lawyers into politicians. It's just kind of like the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Defining words is stupid. You know what's intelligent? Writing sketches about getting a business degree on a desert island. Is that right, Sean?
That's smarts right there.
MBA on a desert island.
It takes a real genius to found a bank on a desert island, right?
Yeah, you find someone do a stress test on a bank on an island. You tell me I'm fucking stupid.
I mean, isn't that what the Cayman Islands is?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
actually, yeah. Yeah, that's basically it, yeah.
God damn it! I thought I had a good idea. I got a new enemy though, the Cayman Islands. So thank you.
You're welcome.
For ripping you off.
As a big Hollywood executive producer, I'd expect you to have an account that's in the Cayman Islands.
No, I just wear a suit and just start bossing people around.
Love
you know?
it. It's
Yeah.
just easier.
The little that John knows about stuff that comes out in the sketches, he's like, yeah, I just thought this guy would yell at this other guy and he'd give him money. And then the more I learned about the world, I'm like, I think John's onto something. Like, I think everything is pretty much like I'm pretty sure that's how the Cayman Islands thing started. Was some guy was there and he was like, yeah, I read half of Finance for Dummies. I'm gonna start a bank. And that guy's richer than any of us will ever be. Let's do another sketch.
Yeah.
Let's do Raid. Okay, for this one, let's have Hal play Jesse Pimento. You're the one in green. Maylin, you play Mean Will, and Caitlin, you play Emmett Von Trussell.
Okay.
A pair of FBI agents are on the streets of South Boston, drinking Dunkin' Regulars and wearing Mark Wahlberg cufflinks. They walk up to the front porch of a quadruple decker. Down on floor 1, FBI tough guy Jesse Pimento bangs on the door.
Open up. We have a warrant, and I gotta use the bathroom.
Jesse rings the doorbell. We hear a ding that sounds like an emphysema cough.
Yeah, just a minute.
It's the police. The big police.
Yeah, open up. Our boss drives a Mercedes.
And he doesn't lease.
Not since we paid off grad school.
Mean Will swings the door open, shirtless and smoking a Camel Crush.
Apologies for the delay. What can I do for you two fine officers?
We saw that prize pony in the back.
What makes you think that stag's gonna come? What makes you think that stag is some kind of prize?
We observed the equine individual wearing a big blue ribbon and giving a television interview.
Ah, shit! I forgot the news crew was here. Anyway, what of it? I got papers.
In this neighborhood, all barnyard animals go through the precinct. A local boy like you should know that.
Won the contest, fair and square.
What kind of contest?
The wet t-shirt kind.
Maylin, read her back in. Sorry. No, take 2.
The wet t-shirt kind.
Well, it's female body inspectors. God damn it. Well, as female body inspectors, we are interested in the nature of that particular contest.
Yeah, how wet are we talking here? Are these ladies hosed down or fully submerged?
We have like one of those overhead showers from the beach, but it's on the roof of a bar. But there's no railing, so you gotta be careful around the edges.
With prize ponies, no less. You got any horses at home, Pimento?
Can't say I do, but the Gaming Commission might have something to say about unauthorized competition in their jurisdiction.
Hey now! This entire operation runs out of Naples, Florida.
And who do you think runs all the wet t-shirt and buff body contest action across the Sunshine State?
Also, any karaoke contest where the cash prize or gift card exceeds $75.
Big shift here. It turns out the wet t-shirt contest is actually a time-honored Southie tradition, similar to running numbers or ignoring your kids. This puts Mean Will in a tough spot, so he starts backpedaling.
Nah, I mean, listen, you fine inspectors understand, right? This was a fair competition.
Let's cut the chit-chat, Billy. I don't think you won that contest fair, square, or even rectangle-shaped. In fact, I think it was more like a triangle of deception.
Slow down. I don't know much about... Slow down. I don't know much about geography.
only shape this guy knows is the Floridian areola, but them boobs probably wasn't even real.
Hey, I won that contest fair and square. You fellas want... I'll show you the mattress I sleep on soundly because me and my prize pony don't cheat. I don't even take melatonin before bed. You got me?
Sometimes even the worst scammers sleep easy.
Yeah, I knew a guy who slept 10 hours a night and he worked in college football.
Disgusting behavior.
Hey, the only thing that was rigged about that wet t-shirt contest was the voting and the prize money, and we also stole some credit card numbers as well as the horse.
All of that is obvious to us. We just want our cut.
Mean Will takes out his phone.
Okay, relax. You guys take Venmo?
We're more of a Cash App outfit.
What about Zelle?
Billy, we're the feds. We obviously use Zelle. Also, where's the bathroom? I really gotta take a dump.
Second floor to the left.
Jesse power walks away to what seems like a very urgent shit as Emmett presses Mean Will.
What about the horse?
His name is Bupkis. What about him?
You paying out a share of that beautiful steed?
Come on, buddy. If I could afford a mount like that, you think I'd be living here?
Why not loan this majestic beast out, say, 1 week in a month?
Partial custody of a daughter who hates you?
Hey, who told you that? Give me a camel crush, buddy. Life's tough right now.
You want to ride on Bupkis?
I would love nothing more.
Emmett excitedly hurries off to smoke a freshly mentholated cigarette and relive the pony rides of his youth. Meanwhile, Jesse Pimento is having violent diarrhea in the bathroom. Every day, both of these things happen in South Boston against the will of God and man. Fiend scene.
Nice.
Directed by Martin Scorsese.
Directed by his eyebrows.
We went candlepin bowling in Southie recently, and they had like so many different types of athletic, like 4 different types, and I was like, I'm so surprised they have so many like NA options. And then Tom was like, "This entire place is an AA meeting."
I said, and I quote, in a crowded bowling alley in the middle of the day, I said, "We're in Southie. It's an open air AA meeting." And the woman was still getting us her shoes. And she was like, "Hey!" And I was like, "Sorry, I forgot you were right here." Also, I was right. That sketch was written by Zach Norton, Snapster Zach Norton. We
Thanks,
love
Zach.
on this show and in real life. And also, for some reason, I didn't realize we were all going to be doing Boston accents, which is like a fun thing too, to just be like, we're going full Scorsese.
I'm never more acutely aware of my accent than when I do this podcast, because I'm like, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to nail the voices, and then it comes out of my mouth, my stupid fucking Rhode Island accent. And I'm like, oh God, I'm doing it.
Well, that's the thing too, is, I mean, obviously not you because you're from New England, but I feel like most actors, when they go for a Boston thing, they should just do general East Coast. Just do like a Jersey. Like I'm proudly watching Reacher season 3 right now. Oh yeah. And
Wait, Reacher or Preacher?
Reacher.
Reacher.
Jack
Yeah,
Reacher.
the good
Okay,
one.
okay.
Well, it's the
J-
show is just all right.
It's the real J.R. right there.
Yeah,
Jack
the real
Reacher.
J.R. The J.R. who matters. And first of all, it's incredible.
That was a
You
good
get
one.
shot too. Allegedly.
Well, I'll tell you, he's not in Dallas. He's in Maine. And season 3 has the love interest. And you know she's the love interest because in the first episode she says, "I'm not just another pretty face." And you go, "Oh, you're going to fucking episode 6?" But she has the quintessential awful Boston accent. And it's like, just do New York. Just be James Cagney. Like, it would be way less distracting. Like,
I have actually. I watched. It was something with a linguist, and he did mention one of his jobs is he trains actors on how to
use particular accents.
Yeah.
The Boston accent is one of the hardest to master because there are multiple types. There's like the Brahmin one, then there's like the Southie one, and then like there's like a few others.
Yeah.
But then when most people try to like drop their R's, they don't open the back of their throat. That's what she said. But like they don't do that. So it's actually on the top of it. So in order to do the Boston accent, it like goes against what your body's instinct is to do a dropped R.
Yeah.
Which makes it really hard to do and then read lines at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense because when I do it, it's like I do like my family's accent. It's like, I went to see my father, and it's like
It's in
all
the back.
It's in, but normally like the woman in Reacher, she just like they just make the front of they just don't move their lips. I talk to my father. Like it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you just seem like you had Novocaine.
Has anyone seen Kevin Can Go F Himself?
Yes.
Are the accents in that good?
You can tell they're
You can tell
doing
they're
an
fake.
accent,
Yeah, okay, yeah. I couldn't
I do
tell.
like that show, but it's supposed to like it's heightened.
It's
That's
supposed
true,
to be
yeah.
cheesy,
It's like a heightened
yeah.
reality.
That, okay,
so
that does help because I was like, I'm pretty sure these are bad, but I can't tell because I'm enjoying the show.
it's bad on purpose. Like
Right.
it's exaggerated.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that does help a lot.
There is a weird thing where like, cause people meet my family and they're like, how, like, cause my family sounds crazy. My family sounds like what they're trying to sound like on TV. They have terrible Boston accents, and people are always like, "Why do you you don't sound like them?" And I'm like, "Well, I have ears. Like, I'm not, I made choices growing up so that I wouldn't sound like that."
My parents, my dad was raised in like England and then Kentucky
Oh,
and
wow.
Massachusetts. Like he was raised all over. And then my mom like grew up in Long Island, and then they moved to Rhode Island and raised kids, and then they just were like furious when we started having like New England accents. So we talk and we were like, "Can you get like our mittens or like our button?" And they're like, "Button." It's
Yeah.
pronounced button. Or like, we're getting like, "Can we get a glass of water?" And they're like, "Water."
Oh,
Water.
yeah.
It's pronounced water. And I'm like, I don't know what you want from us. Like,
That-
you pick this state.
He must be really confused about his R's because in Boston they don't use them, and then in Kentucky they add them to everything.
Oh,
Water,
they add some
washing.
hard ones to something.
Washing.
Yeah.
Depends on the family, not mine.
Oh my God. I got into big argument with my brother about, no, I'll save it for later. I don't know that that's.
Well, I like your family getting mad at you growing up because I feel like they're like, "No, we're trying to culture you and make sure you can get a job," but really they're just mad that you're reminding them they live in Rhode Island. Fuck, we live in Rhode Island. Like, we're 10 minutes from Warwick. This sucks. Also, was your father a military kid or just moved around a lot?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
You know who else was a military kid?
Who?
Jack Reacher.
Oh my God.
You don't say.
That's
Yeah,
such a
moved around a lot. Doesn't need much, you know. Like,
Is he a tier
that's
one
too much
operator?
to be a coincidence.
it's. Are
Oh
you
my
related
God.
to Jack Reacher?
No.
Oh fuck.
Number one, fictional character.
I mean, is he though?
I mean, in our hearts, he's
Not to Tom. Tom talks to him sometimes.
I like to yell at Reacher while he's doing stuff. That's like I'm in dialogue with the art, you know. And whenever Reacher like has a sensitive moment, which is twice a season, one of which is when he remembers his past. The other is right before he sleeps with the lady of the season. Is when he has two emotions. There's always a lady every season. She shows up. She solves a crime. She shows us she's not just some damsel in distress, and then
And
says.
she dies.
She doesn't die, but she gives him a big speech about how she doesn't expect him to settle down, and then
Okay.
he like goes off on the road again. But when he's feeling sensitive, I always yell, "He's reaching into his feelings." And Caitlin's listening.
And I'm on a meeting at work like, oh, it's just TV. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Let's do another sketch. Thank you. Sorry. Factory town hall. Oh, this is important. This is about economic development. This is really important stuff.
poignant.
Yeah, no. Hal, you play the mayor. You seem like you have that municipal strength. Maylin, you be townsperson 1. John, you be townsperson 2. And Caitlin, you're townsperson 3. After the factory closed, things in the town of Vocational USA were not rock and roll. In fact, they weren't even classical, failing to sniff the Billboard Hot 100 or even the Room Temp Top 400. Anyway, the townspeople got so worried that they had a town meeting with the mayor and everyone else.
Thank you all for coming to the town meeting. Today we begin the long, painful process of fixing our community. Does anyone have any ideas?
Several fans are heard spinning. Total silence. No one has thought of anything at all.
Great. No one has a goddamn ideas. Well, we have to think of something. Those big box stores are trying to buy this town out.
A brave soul stands up, holding a hat over his heart with one hand and another hat over his head with the other.
We could be one of those sky cities. We'll have sky garbage trucks and sky policemen.
We can't commit sky crimes anymore. That's why the factory left. Anyone else?
Townsperson 2 stands up. They are wearing a vocational town sweatshirt.
We could say the factory's haunted.
How much of the factory would be haunted?
Hard to say. I prefer to express myself visually.
The mayor unrolls a hand stencil blueprint of the factory. They roll all the way down the town's big table.
Here, use this manual PowerPoint. A bunch of guys from the moon landing made it for us.
I'd say it gotta be enough of the building, say 2 floors with condos above and a restaurant below.
Is that so you can obtain permits for mixed-use zoning?
You are precisely correct.
And this new town of ours, what are our main industries?
Easy. Fake gold rush and also mini golf.
The mayor angrily crumples up the blueprints as townsperson 3 stands up, but they stand more like a constituent.
That haunted factory would have cost too much anyways. I have a plan to save this town, and it will only cost $137 on lawyers.com.
I'm listening.
Well, the big box stores want to buy the town of Vocational USA, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And people hate ghosts, right?
That's right.
So we just changed the name of the town to Transylvania 2.
Transylvania 2? That's a terrible name for a town.
Yeah, that name would scare me more than any Halloween movies.
Exactly. No big box store will risk it, not for insurance purposes or bravery purposes.
Wait, what if we're attacked by a flock of Draculas?
We'll make a deal with the Wolfman.
But we hate the Wolfman.
Hey, come on. He's really changed since he got sober.
The town meeting murmurs in agreement that people can change, especially if their prior issues were substance-related. Mayor bangs his gavel with another smaller gavel.
Order! I'll have order at this meeting. Sorry, Bo. Sorry, Bo.
It's fine. You can hit him.
No.
Oh my God!
Do not say that on
Do
the
you hit your
podcast.
dog?
Right.
No, we don't hit the dog.
No,
We don't hit the dog.
I'm just saying you can.
We are no. We are very, very nice to the dog.
I'm just trying.
know that?
I'm just trying to be a
think you
good
should
host.
This is getting cut. This is all getting cut.
Okay, all right. You can say that.
I'm sorry, Bo. Order! I'll have order at this meeting.
The factory will be his castle. No more living outside.
But that factory is made of asbestos.
Hey, it's totally okay. The Wolfman is pro asbestos.
It keeps the vampires away.
Is this true?
Yeah, asbestos is riddled with garlic and wooden stakes.
That's totally false.
Maybe not the way you make it.
The courtroom erupts into that thing people do when someone pulls off a huge burn on someone else. Townsperson 1 is humiliated.
All right, everybody calm down. I think we go with that guy's plan. I'm late for something.
And fiend scene. We don't actually hit our dog.
I can
Casual thing to say.
I cannot stress enough that we don't abuse our dog.
But I say that a lot.
I
Like-
do. I just thought you were referencing the "I think you should leave" sketch,
Which one?
where like there's a celebrity impersonators, and then
Oh,
they go,
yeah.
"Oh, he can hit. He
Yeah,
can hit.
yeah,
He
that's what I
can
was
hit."
doing. Caitlin, that's what. Come on. You guys jumped to all this judgment when I was quoting the television program.
The television
Yeah,
program.
television program.
Bo looks extremely cozy right
it's
now.
a sketch show. We're reading sketches.
No,
looks
no,
very
I got you.
comfortable. He
Yeah,
does
no,
not
that was
look
good cover. I
threatened.
should have. I'm going back and making it sound like that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of those like clarifications where it just cuts down to be like, clarification. I'm a very good guy.
I like that. I
There
like
was
that.
I'm
there
kind
was
to animals.
there was one night I got a pint of Tolenti ice cream
Yes.
gelato, and I could not open the lid. Like I was spending so much time trying to open this fucking lid, and at one point I like banged it on the counter, just completely desperate trying to get it open. And it scared Bo. He got really scared, and I like finally got it open. And I was gonna like sit down and eat my ice cream, and I was like, "Where's Bo?" And I like am running around, and I like go in there, and he's under the bed, and he's like shaking. And I was like, "Buddy, it's okay. It was just ice cream." And then I told Tom, and then for the entire week he was just calling me abusive.
It was more I was talking to Bo and being like, "Don't worry, buddy. I'll protect you from your abuser." I know the way that she gets.
He's just sensitive.
He's sensitive. Also, I like that Hal was apologizing to Bo, but you were apologizing because you might make him bark at us.
No, I was apologizing. He like looked up and he like.
No, but no, that's what I mean is you were apologizing like, sorry for bothering you, buddy, but it's like, well, he's just going to bark at us. Like, I'm a big tough guy.
Yeah, I startled. He was all cozy, and I like startled him from his nap.
You know, I actually first got into comedy because I was at a bar and I got in a huge argument. This is totally true. I was 21. I was at a bar and I got in a huge argument with like 5 people about. I was in Plymouth, like I was in the suburbs where people don't really pick up on the irony of it, and I was just like, dogs suck. I fucking hate dogs, and I just picked an argument with like 5 people who were just like, we love our heckin' fluferinos, and I remember they're all yelling at me, and I was just going, they can't even talk, and I got yelled at until I left the bar, and I vividly remember I walked out of the BBC in Plymouth, and I was like, I should do comedy. That was fun. Getting everyone all pissed off and yelling at me. That was like, that's comedy, baby.
I hope NASA doesn't come up with that talking dog to disprove me.
All right, let's do another sketch. Comedy. Oh yeah, this is good. You know, So you know, when your writing partner is like, I think I'm gonna write like a deep space exploration sketch, like a sketch about like sort of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine kind of thing, and then it's about a family driving to Arby's on Neptune. Okay.
Isn't this just the Jetsons?
Yeah, it's
That's
basically
the plot of the Jetsons.
It's Jetsons meets Arrested
Lost in
Development.
space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's have Hal, you be father, Maylin, your son, John, your daughter, and Caitlin, your mother.
Okay.
We're going to have me be the narrator. They say in space, no one can hear you scream, but you can also buy a space condo on Neptune and scream about that. So who's to say what a bad place is? We open on a family driving in their outer space SUV on Neptune. The father is extra corny excited for their evening.
And we're on our way to Space Arby's.
We went there last night.
And the night before that.
Their mother chimes in. She's clearly the final authority, but gets lost in her own imagination during FM radio broadcasts.
Well, kids, it's our only option. But Arby's is everything: roast beef, soda, clothes, and gasoline.
There's never a line.
That's because we're the only people who live on Neptune.
Why do they sell clothes anyways? That job belongs to Banana Republic.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. What's the point?
Doesn't have to make sense. We're on the last frontier. But I will admit it's a little odd. Banana Republic and Arby's, we're going to make a store that's half Banana Republic, half Arby's.
A big thump is heard. Their space car bumps up, but nobody seems that bothered.
The only thing that's big on Neptune are these huge space potholes.
Yeah, Dad, we could be living on the sun right now.
Probably in a colonial-style house.
And they don't even have space potholes or a population of less than 4.
Sun is for suckers.
You don't know what you're talking about. It's the Paris of outer space.
That's a lot of baguettes.
You all will be thanking me in 6 years. Plus, the sun hasn't been good since the 60s. That's true.
Admit it. You thought Neptune was a neighborhood in Atlantis, the underwater city.
We could be living under the water, handing out speeding tickets to sharks.
Whoa, slow down. That also involves underwater municipal work.
Hey, it's a work from home life. Live where you want. Work where you want. This is the chance of a lifetime.
The car hits another Earth-sized pothole.
I'm starting to think that Arby's put those potholes in themselves.
Then we'll have to finance an Arby's patent vehicle.
Why can't we just drive to another planet? They have space road maps.
That's true. They have maps for everything.
We can't drive to another planet because if we do, then the Arby's will shut down. Because if we don't go, it will close. And if Arby's closes, the town of Neptune will perish.
That would be the best thing ever.
Then we could be food tycoons.
I can't believe you're talking like this. Did you even think of our robot friend?
That robot is useless. It just plays solitaire on the desktop computer, and we end up doing the robot's work.
The robot is an older version. It's breaking down and they're running out of parts.
No, it's not. It's super shiny. It bosses you around, Dad. You have to call it Sir.
Hey, it's not that bad. We owe our lives to that robot and to Arby's, the food company. If it weren't for them, we would never have survived that space winter. Without them, we wouldn't have a very Arby's Christmas. and we wouldn't have each other. Cold reads.
The car turns left but quickly slams on the brakes, which is something a space SUV driver in Neptune never does. A sign reads, Arby's gone forever. We hang suspended in the mystery of it all, afraid to break the silence and afraid to face the cold reality of life on Neptune without Arby's. Fiend scene! Wow. dying in the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space.
I was trying to channel Parker Posey from White Lotus.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Really, I don't know. There's kind of a Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
Quality to
Martian
that
Chronicles.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
I truly cannot stress that John was like, I wrote a space exploration one, and then he sent me this. I was like, this is about Arby's. And John was like, yeah, space.
I think you might have mentioned Arby's in passing. I was like, oh.
I think I just said, hey, wouldn't it be good to go to Arby's sometime?
And I was like, maybe I heard space as well. And I was like, yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, Martian Chronicles was one of my favorite books growing up. It's like...
Is that the one with the 3 men stuck in space? Or is that a short story?
So Martian Chronicles, I mean, I don't think it's in that, but the cool thing about Martian Chronicles is it's a bunch of short stories that make up an entire story about man colonizing Mars.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically just like, it opens with a story that's like Rocket Summer, and it's like, the rockets are going to Mars, but then like all the shit that happens on Mars is very just like any colonial project. It's just like, these guys landed here and this happened, and these guys landed here and that happened, and it's just, it's very surreal and good. It's very, it's weird. Yeah, it is weirdly like this.
Yeah. I was thinking of that short story. I can't remember the title of it, but they're like these school children. They're on Venus, and like they lock this little girl in a closet and forget about her, and they experience like the 2 hours of sunlight. And then they go back to the classroom. And they're like, oh, we forgot this little girl locked in the closet. And they let her out. And they're like, hey. And I can't remember the title of it, but this story it reminded me of that.
It's Maylin's childhood. I think that. Yeah.
Did you get bullied a lot?
What, me? No, I don't know. I think I was. I did win a superlative in high school. 1 in a million, but that means weird, but not in an AR-15 kind of way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
like
totally.
it's like
Was that a separate
Ours
award?
was
yeah, that's most likely to succeed. Everyone knows that.
Kill the kids with pharmaceuticals.
nice.
Poison food.
Yeah.
1 in a million, though.
Yeah. Well, okay, so my school was kind of fucked up. So for a long time, there was like guys and girls pairings, right? Where it's like,
Yeah, we
you
had
know, class flirt, ladies, who cares? And there used to be first to make $1 million and then first to marry $1 million, which is like pretty gross and sexist. So they changed it from one, and I was the first one. Yeah. And there were 2 girls who were really mad that they got rid of that because they really wanted to win.
They thought they were
going to
get it?
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
gross. So were you the first like girl who got 1 in a million, and before that it was like
There was no 1 in a million before me.
Oh,
I was the 1 in a
you were the
million, quite
first in a
literally.
million. Pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good.
It's so stupid. No, I wasn't bullied. I feel like people just kind of like ignored me because I was weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also walk very fast, which I feel like.
I do walk fast.
You have a fast walk, which I think is a good way to not get bullied. Because like, if somebody's walking real
You
fast,
can't throw a book at them.
yeah, the bullies are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna chase someone." Like that's like, I smoke cigarettes. Like, it's unbecoming. Did you get bullied, John?
Yeah. Well, my sister became a teacher at my high school.
Right.
I thought he was going to be like, my sister bullied me, which is my experience.
That's true. Yeah.
So just like an easy target kind of thing, you know.
Was
Oh, yeah.
It was because your sister was a teacher.
Yeah. It's just always like, oh, I was with your sister after school kind of comments.
Oh.
I was like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
But they didn't like go out of their way to like give you shit. They like people didn't beat you up, right?
No, I didn't really. I didn't say I was never physically abused.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
was
good.
never
that's like a thumbs
physically
up.
abused.
That's a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
I really should have been bullied more. Like, when you think about the type of kid I was growing up in Kentucky, I really should have experienced more bullying, but I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, as a queer kid with CF growing up in Kentucky, it's
Yeah.
like on paper you should have been bullied. But then one time we were talking, and Caitlin was talking about how the boys at recess wouldn't let her play sports with them. And I was like, well, how did that go? And she was like, well, I always got in trouble. And I was like, well, why'd you get in trouble? She goes, oh, because whenever someone said that, I would punch them in the face. And so, knowing that, I'm not surprised you didn't get bullied that much.
Yeah.
Like the kid who's just like gonna punch you in the nose, you're like, yeah,
That's true. I guess I would.
screw you, big fee, have a nice day.
Yeah, I think if anyone was ever mean to me, I'd pretty easily stand up to them. So maybe that's.
You would punch them. Like,
Well, yeah. That's one version of it. Yeah.
let's do another sketch.
Wow.
Winner. John, I got a new one here for you to be. It's very exciting. Hal, you can play Maddie. Maylin, you can play Trevor. And John, you play Lucius.
Ooh.
Maddie is a well-spoken striver visiting Trevor at home for a third date. It's a huge oceanfront property with a stunning view. Dinner is in the oven, and Trevor is pouring glasses of wine in the kitchen while Maddie takes in a fabulous sunset.
You never told me you live in a mansion.
Don't think of it as a mansion. Think of it as a lot of condos.
You said you work in marketing.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
So what do you market to pay for this?
Trevor hands her a glass, and they take a seat in the well-appointed living room.
You know those radio show contests where a bunch of people have to keep their hand on a car or a boat or whatever, and if you move your hand from that thing, you lose, and the last person left gets to keep it?
Yeah?
I'm the best person who has ever lived at doing those games.
What?
That's how I got everything.
Everything?
Yes.
You do that to get groceries once a week?
No, that's insane. I'm way too busy for that. I win other things and use them to finance grocery delivery.
Of course.
But I would do that if I didn't have other contests to do.
Is that why your palm feels like the Mercedes logo?
Yes. That's also why I have a Picasso.
You have a fucking Picasso? Where?
In a safe that I also won.
How much is it worth?
742,100 minutes of keeping my hand on the frame.
700. How many days is that?
Year and a half. Everyone else got eliminated for touching the painting, but I'm a professional.
A professional at what?
Oh, you think it's easy? Let's see you try it.
Feeling challenged, Trevor stands and challenges Maddie to a contest combat.
New contest. I have 5 luxury vehicles in my garage right now. Let's see you win one.
You're serious. A luxury car?
Scout's honor. So which one are you playing for? The sedan? Sports car? Mid-sized luxury SUV?
I'll play for the one with the fewest miles.
They all have 0 miles. I go everywhere in a stretch limo.
Okay, whatever.
Deal. Come on, everyone.
A 3-person sound crew with microphones, clipboards, and headphones walk in, businesslike, and head to the garage with Trevor.
This is my crew of audio butlers. I own an FM radio station.
I thought FM radio stations were owned by, like, corporations or some shit.
I'm an independent industrial capitalist. This is our key grip and publicist, Lucius Bogatone.
The huge and hunky Lucius Bogatone enters frame. He's jacked, and he's really good at making women feel safe.
Hello, I'm indeed Lucius Bogatane.
So you're gay?
Extremely gay.
We met at a rave in a basement of a Best Buy.
So why did we just go, Sorry. So why did we just go on a heterosexual date after meeting on a dating app?
Because he needs a new tennis partner. Ever since I tore my rotator cuff, my backhand has been dog shit.
Worse than dog shit. And look at this Euro hunk. You'd think he'd be deadly down the line with a slice.
I played in the European equivalents.
Of the American college AA system, we know. Get over it, Lucius. You were in Belgium.
What's going on here?
Trevor, Trevor doesn't respect Belgium's competitive tennis scene.
I want to win a car.
Stop being so pushy. Lucius, on with it.
Maddie is ushered off to the 5-car garage as Trevor takes a moment to direct the workers.
All right, check those levels, clear those hard drives, keep the signal clean. Let's make some radio magic by standing next to some cars. Everyone get her a piss jug.
And fiend scene. We love cinema and live theater.
We've actually had several different people read those roles, so it's nice to hear all the choices that people make.
Back when I was like, let's shoot these as like video sketches, like that's not the hardest thing in the world. We tried to make this. So like we all got really sick of these lines, and I was like, oh, that's good. You guys will read these for free or for the first time, and then we'll make up a third guy for John. The incredibly unnecessary Lucius Bogatone.
Could you tell I was trying to pronounce and read out by sound it out, Maylin. Each syllable.
Camo did the Trevor role when we tried to film it, and it was very Cruella de Vil. He was like, someone get her a piss jug.
Yeah, he seemed like the assistant to the rich guy.
Yeah.
I also like that, like, Maylin, you were obviously doing this, like, rich, douchey guy thing, but I really like that you had, like, such big house energy. Lucius Bogota.
Yeah, thank God that was pronounced before I tried. Thank fucking God. I was like, twice, I was like, oh, man. Someone's looking out for me today.
John really needs the bouncing ball.
Oh, on the Disney sing-alongs?
Yeah.
I watched that so much. Do you remember that? With, like, the little bird?
Yes. Yeah, in Lion King 1.5, it's a ladybug.
Oh, my God.
And then they eat it.
Oh,
Ew.
well, guess what? I might now need to watch. A part of me was like, I want to see the ladybug. What is wrong with me? I don't know why.
You go home, you're just watching a ton of Disney, and your husband's like, what kind of podcast was it?
Lion King 1.5 is pretty underrated. It's like as charming as any other Disney movie.
Isn't it a retelling of Romeo and Juliet?
Whoa.
Wait,
I don't think
no,
so.
that's a sequel.
Is that
That's
Lion
yeah.
King 2?
That's
Yes,
West Side Story.
Lion King 2 is Romeo and Juliet. Lion
'Cause-
King 1 is Hamlet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lion King 1.5 is the same
Titus
story.
and Titus and Dromedon.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they would eat their own.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Lion King 1.5 is the same story as Lion King 1, but told from the perspective of Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And you get to know their backstories. It's very
Finally.
charming and funny.
Finally.
Yeah.
You find out about their, like, gritty origins.
Yeah.
It just starts with just like, I wish I was special.
You get to see the first time they ever ate a bug. They're like,
So
wait,
hungry, starving. Now they're just used to
something
Now they're
about this
addicted.
feels right.
Directed by the Softy brothers. All right, let's close this out. We got a real banger to bring things home, guys. This is John, we're really excited, but aren't we, John? Aren't we fired up about this one?
I got a good thing I smoked a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah.
today.
John,
A lot of cigarettes.
this is the role of John's lifetime, and by that I mean we will not get through this sketch, but we can try. Going from left to right. Caitlin, you be Olivia. Hal, you be Hossam. Maylin, your Domain, and John, your Garrison. May God help us all. Think tanks, the intellectual powerhouses that charge the phones of democracy. These hallowed halls ring the Beltway from the Potomac to the other side of the Potomac, where the biggest brains figure out atomic energy, foreign policy, and the sky tax. We're in a conference room where two Washington insiders are hatching beautiful new ideas out of PowerPoint eggs.
Chess eugenics.
Plasma enriched boat fare.
Oh, that reminds me. Can we go to slide 11?
Oh, so we make the Pope freelance.
Take him off payroll entirely. Less liability, more flexibility.
This is going to be a great slide.
Right as their craniums are reaching a fever pitch of problem-solving synergy, in walks Domain Tedesco, a fresh-faced new hire arriving on his first day.
Hiya. My name is Domain Tedesco. It's my first day.
Domain, how the hell are you? Awesome, McClay. Great to meet you.
I'm Olivia Pez. Welcome to the... I thought there was going to be more there. I'm Olivia Pez. Welcome to the Institute. Glad to have you aboard.
Thanks. I'm excited to get started. Is Mr. Choice in?
He always comes in after his morning meetings.
Well, let's get you started. Here, grab a seat. Sorry. Grab a seat, Domain. You're going to love this. What do you think, Ollie? Do we show him the 3-point plan?
What the hell, right? All right, Dami. Check out this slide.
Oh, exciting.
So we're thinking. Everyone knows all the different triangles.
So why not a new one?
One with extra corners and a cool lightning bolt drawn across it.
So, is this a policy idea?
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know. It seems like a great policy to have this triangle going on.
Is this related to the last slide? I saw something about a freelance pope.
Nope.
Totally different idea.
Domain suddenly realizes they must be pranking him. He breaks into a big grin and laughs it off.
Olivia, awesome. You're putting me on. What is this? The big joke on the new guy? You guys almost had me there.
Okay, you're saying you don't get it?
I don't think he gets it.
I definitely don't.
All right, let's try slide 23.
Oh boy. We're breaking out the big guns. This is gonna blow your frickin' mind, Maynor.
Windmill conductor?
Yeah, we got a guy or a gal. It could be a gal.
To be a windmill conductor?
Right. A guy or gal in a little tuxedo. They create a symphony of breezes.
Right.
We already thought of the Super Bowl commercial.
How does any of this help create energy?
Olivia Pez, meanwhile, has had enough of Domain's high-handedness and starts shuffling through piles of graph paper, looking for a real banger of an idea.
Okay, Mr. Smart Guy Sonico, think you could come up with something better than, like, what about spaghetti breakfast?
What about it?
What if everyone ate spaghetti for breakfast, you Ivy League prick?
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Bet it's opening up all kinds of possibilities, huh?
It's not, man. I have a double master's in environmental and public policy.
Bet you really polished the apple for those.
I thought this institute did serious policy papers.
Oh, so all of a sudden we're not serious. So nobody can have a little fun with a little spaghetti twirling windmill conductor.
The conductor is also eating the spaghetti?
I don't know, that's why we're brainstorming.
Suddenly, in walks Garrison Choice, their luxurious supervisor/benefactor extraordinaire, played by none other than Emmy Award-winning actor Al Pacino. The wretched Olivia and Hossam immediately start brown-nosing.
Good morning, Mr. Choice.
Garrison, how was your night?
Hey, awesome, Olivia. Who's this guy? This is new hire, the famous Dominic Tedesco?
Hello, sir, Mr. Choice.
Call me Garrison. Whoa.
Garrison, it's an honor to be brought here at the institute.
Mr. Choice, he doesn't respect our ideas.
Yeah, this fancy pants thinks he's better than us.
Who's his pants don't seem so fancy.
He got them full price from Ann Taylor Loft.
Sweet jumping jacks, that's a lot of scratch.
I had a gift card.
Wow, see? That's respectful now. I know we hired this friggin' kid.
No, sir, he's hostile to our culture.
That's not true.
Dom, listen. Can I call you Dom?
Sure, yes, Mr. Choice.
Dom, in this tank, you gotta think fast. In this tank, we're not here to waste time. This tank is about results. The hard work that brings them. You wanna all understand?
Yes, sir.
And that's what hard working is. Thinking.
Understood.
That's exactly what I have on my LinkedIn.
You do right by me and crank out those quality ideas. The ones that bring in the big bucks, you'll be crushing down Easy Street. Straight for hand job city.
Do I have to go there?
It's a real place, Domino. I saw it on a hotel TV once.
Yeah, Greenhorn, start taking notes. Or do they teach shorthand at Submit Head University?
Hey, I went to Cornell.
Garrison Choice snaps his suspenders, throws an arm around Domain's shoulder, and levels with him, man to Pacino.
Listen, you might have gone to school for pants but do nothing, but in this tank, that don't matter. Woozah!
It's a top 10 school, listed by Princeton Review.
And that's why you're gonna put those South Jersey bastards out of print for telling lies.
Mr. Choice, can I speak candidly?
Hotcha, of course. Go on, speak, my boy.
Frankly, I think the concepts I've seen, the work you're doing here, it's simply not up to the standard that this institute is known for. I think this kind of work is beneath your reputation, sir.
Garrison, by way of Pacino, is incensed by this. He snaps his suspenders so hard that they break, and his pants fall down, revealing his dick and balls. His dick is small, but the balls are huge.
Jesus Christ!
Garrison/Pacino is totally undeterred by the exposure of his massive balls and tiny dick.
Oopa, first of all, Frank Lee was a great man. Made a lot of good pies. I will not hear you besmirch this very specific name.
Oh, pull your pants up, man!
Hey, show some respect. A legend is talking.
His dick and balls are out!
Boss has a dick?
Yeah, I do. It's real small and compressed to my nuts. Fuga!
Oh, wow. It's like the little leaf at the top of...
Take two. Actually, John, read your line.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It's just a real small compared to my nuts. Fuga!
Oh, wow. It's like the little leaf at the top of two huge, disgusting apples.
Yeah, or a tiny little piece of lint between... Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys for bringing this into the world.
Okay, take two.
That's on the script.
Oh, wow. It's like the little leaf at the top of two huge, disgusting apples.
Yeah, or a tiny little piece of lint between two giant butt cheeks.
I think I'm going to be sick.
I need to resign immediately.
Hey, don't be like that, Liv. Well, you, other guy, Hush, show him the idea. The big one. The thing with the fucked up triangle.
I think the fucked up triangle is stupid.
Shamana ding dong.
Great idea, boss.
And fiend, scene.
Whoa. Thank
Whoa.
God for all those menthols.
Man, that's crazy that Al Pacino is just here. He just-
All right. I have an idea. I know what the idea
Or
for
Richard
that
Nixon.
sketch was, and then you guys work back from.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you were like, what if John Farrell did an Al Pacino impression?
Yeah.
And then everything else.
It's very close. That was the second thing. The first thing was I could just first I like heard someone on the radio about think tanks, and I was like, what the fuck is a think tank? And then I could just picture Al Pacino being like, in this tank, like, in this tank we do things. And then I was like, well, it's got to be John. Like,
It's basically the plot of Glengarry Glen Ross.
yeah. Which is different than Boiler Room. Is that right? I've never seen either, but Boiler Room and Glengarry Glen Ross.
You would
like,
love Glengarry Glen Ross. I have not
Yeah.
seen Boiler Room.
I mean, I hear it's a masterpiece, and Boiler Room's more of like a standard, but they're both like guys yelling at each other. They're speech movies, right? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. You do a really good Al Pacino.
Thank you. I appreciate
that
it.
was-
It's very close to Nixon.
Yeah.
Very close to Nixon.
That's why, yep.
That's why.
Okay.
And I
Gotcha.
pretend to be Richard Nixon in my car a lot.
Yeah, I will say we broke a lot of our rules of we went like 4 episodes without Dracula, so we got to strike that from the record. A lot of people having to take a shit, and John basically doing Nixon and Pacino. That was the big Hollywood table
Yeah,
read.
thank
We
you
did
all.
it, guys.
Wow.
Snaps to
Hooray.
all of us for doing it. So glad you guys came on. Hal Griffin, thank you for doing the show. Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
having
much.
me. Do you
Appreciate
think
it.
any of these are going to go to air?
At least half of these are definitely going to be on the next sketch special that John puts on NBC. When do you think that'll be, John? Like the summer or the
4th
fall?
of July.
4th of July, yeah.
Yeah.
They give John the
Sweeps
whole
week.
channel. Yeah, whole channel on 4th
Yeah, we're
of
taking
July.
on
Sweeps
Mulaney.
week.
Yeah, we're
I knew that show was going to be bullshit when they started doing promos about how much everyone loves working on the show.
Oh, really? They're doing
yeah.
that? Like it's
Well, Mulaney? Do you remember Mulaney from like that bombed first season?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh. That was me. That was an impression of me several years ago.
Maylin Bavletic, thank you for doing the show. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thank you.
And Hal Griffin, thank you for being on. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming back.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
People can find you at what was it, Hot Dog Time Machine?
That's me.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
And also Hal runs the wonderful Model Open Mic in Alston.
And Mendoza Comedy on Saturday nights at the Dugout.
Mendoza Comedy in Boston. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. Caitlin, John, we did it again.
We did great.
Congratulations to
Especially
us.
John.
Especially John, our major Hollywood executive boss and tyrant who we fear. This is the Big Hollywood Table Read. Please listen again. Thank you for listening. Let us know how we did it. strategyandcontent@gmail.com. It's a real email. Thank you for listening. You did a good job. Bye.
Coming back. He won't be coming back. He drove too drunk and now he's sunk. He got a DUI. He killed a cop. He didn't stop. And now he's gonna fry.
Knife fragments embedded in the back of his skull. Additionally, the big man was shot, hanged, electrocuted, pressed, flayed, burned for 10 days,
Natural causes.
bashed,
Why did
cracked,
he He's got that inside himself.
also
Will he be coming back?